everyone. Welcome to the Cher Rue show. And as you see, it's near St. Patrick's Day, and I'm flashing away. And our co-host today is Jose. Welcome.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. You know, Kendra changed from female to male now.
Yes,
So-
I'm actually Kendra.
You're Kendra.
And my boobies kind of shrunk, and my genitals grew, and my voice changed. Yeah.
And we're celebrating St. Patrick's Day.
I mean,
So, what do you think? Do you think St. Patrick's Day is a lucky day?
yeah, I think so. For a lot of people, it gets to be lucky because they get kissed by Irish people. That's what I hear.
I was married to an Irish guy.
Really?
So I had a little Irish in me.
Yeah. Well, I'm Mexican. And I'm almost like an Irishman.
How so?
Well, we like to drink. We love to drink alcohol, beer especially. And we love to party. We always seem to be the life
The Irish
of
do like to party.
Yeah.
And do a little jig dance.
We have almost something like that, the Mexican hat dance.
Oh, yes, you're right.
So we have similarities. We do.
Very do.
Mm-hmm.
You do. Have you ever had a 4-leaf clover? Did you ever find one?
No.
I found one once.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that it gave me any extra luck, but it was interesting.
No, but I remember as a kid, we had, when you're playing outside in the yard, and we were looking for 4-leaf clovers. There was like a patch of clovers, but we never found one.
Are they usually three-leaf?
Yeah, 3.
So 4 would be like
Super extra.
A 4 would be like
A mutation.
a mutation,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting.
Yeah, I never had one.
Yeah, and have you ever seen a leprechaun?
No, not for real.
A lot of short people out there, but
A lot of short people, yeah.
I actually like midgets.
You do?
People think I'm crazy, but I do. I'm
Really?
fascinated. Like, I've gone to different places and I've seen them, and I just want to go over, and you can't pick them up, but
No.
I want to go up and hug them and pick them up, and I know it's just like, no, you can't do that. I don't know why.
That must be like
It's
a
like a
weird
fetish?
fantasy fetish.
No, it's not a sexual thing.
No.
It's just, I don't know. It's like maybe a motherly thing. I just think they're so adorable.
Right.
I just like little people.
I mean, maybe I should take you to Hollywood. I saw a short person dressed as Mr. T.
Oh,
it was
that'd be interesting.
It was hard to turn away. It was like, no, I can't see this. You just had
you
to
see
stare.
a lot of things on Hollywood Boulevard.
Yeah, you see Spider-Man and Batman, and this short person was dressed up as Mr. T with a red, wife beater with a whole bunch of chains and the mohawk.
So it was Mr. T's kid
Mini-Me.
or Mini-Me, yeah.
Mr. T's Mini-Me.
Wonder if they've ever met in real life.
I hope so. It would be interesting, yeah.
Yeah, very interesting. Okay, so how do you feel about aliens?
Well, I think they're fascinating.
Do you?
I think they're...
Have you ever seen a UFO?
Yes, I have.
I have too.
Yeah, I saw something that I could not identify. Therefore, by definition, it was an unidentified flying object. But I can't really say it was of alien nature.
Right.
It was just, whoa, what is that? And we recorded it. We have it
Wow.
on our video camera. And we went back and we tried to figure out what it was, and we just couldn't figure out what it was. To me, it kind of looked like a balloon because it was very slow moving. It wasn't like fast, how some videos are. And then after a while, we just kind of let it go because it was just hanging there for a while.
I remember when I lived in the valley, my daughter Heather and I were driving home. It was like 9 o'clock at night, and we saw a ship.
Really?
And we both saw it together, and all we could do was we wanted to get home so badly. We were scared. We thought, this is the end of the world, it's an invasion and all that, but nothing happened. But actually, there was a thing I read this morning in Laguna Niguel, where I live, that somebody saw some spaceships last night, and that they've been seen in the area several times, and... I actually think that there was one in my backyard.
Really?
Yeah, I actually have a clip, and I think...
What?
I caught a little clip of it, so I think let's show it.
Nice. Let's take a look.
think about that?
That was weird.
It was pretty funny.
That was funny. Funny and weird. Weird funny.
My own little alien.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think they're out there.
You think so?
I do, and I wish that the government would come forth and, let us know. I think that people could handle it. I really do.
I think we've advanced far enough. I mean, now that we have Facebook and Twitter, I think we could,
You think the aliens are going to get on Facebook?
They are.
They're probably
now.
there already.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
Okay,
all you aliens out there, if you're on Facebook, face us.
Face us. Or twit us.
Twitter. Yeah, we're a twit. Twit and twat. They have this new thing called iDoggyBag, and it's on Twitter and Facebook, and it actually, when there's something wrong with people food or doggy food, this company, it's kind of like an Amber Alert.
Okay.
And it gives you an alert where somebody got sick, and then they repossess the food or they recall it. And it's kind of cute. Betty White's one of the people on it, and it's a really great idea. It's like a doggy alert.
Really?
So that your dogs don't get sick, or people don't get sick, and it's all together.
Will Betty White actually send you a text or a voicemail?
No, but that would be cute.
This is Betty White?
That would be cute. She needs her own ringtone because we love Betty White.
She's so cute.
She's so cute. Actually, I was watching Hot in Cleveland with my mom the other night, and she's just adorable. My mom is kind of like Betty White, only not as dirty, not as pervy. Betty's great, and she's old, and she is just going strong.
Yeah, I saw Lake Placid the other day, and she's in that movie.
Really?
She's like this little old lady that she's, feeding this giant crocodile in the lake. I don't know if you remember seeing that movie. And at first she's innocent, but later on she turns out to be kind of like very wicked in a weird way. Yeah, I love her.
I love her too. She's amazing. So, I think we should introduce our first guest.
Let's do that.
And it is Suniil, and let's bring him on in.
Let's bring him on in.
Tonight's episode has been brought to you by Kickin' Ketchup, a new all-natural sensation that transforms foods such as French fries, eggs, and meatloaf into a culinary delight. Kickin' Ketchup, ketchup with a kick. Curvilicious fashion wear, from casual wear to club wear, dresses and handbags. Curvilicious Fashion Wear is your online trusted source for comfortable, classy, plus-size fashion. Order your next outfit at curviliciousfashionwear.com. California Country Kitchen, a fun little blog on all things yummy. You can find delicious and simple recipes at californiacountrykitchen.com. Satisfaction Entertainment, providing premier mobile entertainment services throughout Southern California for almost 20 years. Stream your next wedding, convention, or corporate function over the internet with our new live streaming services. Visit satisfactionentertainment.com for more information.
I want to tell you a little bit about BollyWood. It's used to refer to Indian cinema. It is the largest film producer in India.
In the world.
And that is where our guest is from. Welcome, actor Suniil.
Hey, guys. How are you?
Thanks for joining us.
It's a pleasure.
So, Suniil, you started in productions. Tell us how the production is different in India than it is from here.
Oh yeah, it's really different. First of all, I'll tell you, how it kind of works there.
Okay.
And then you'll know the difference. There's no like, especially for actors, there's no agent or manager kind of a system thing, and there's no set rule that you follow. You just you have to just kind of fall into the industry. You kind of know who's in the industry, who's part of doing projects, doing films or television, and especially for actors, it's like finding your way in a jungle, and then somehow you come to the clearing, you know.
Is there like a casting call, or how do they find the actors that they're looking for?
Yes. Now, as far as commercials are concerned, in India, there is like, you know, there's a casting director and there's a casting call, and you go in, you audition. It's pretty much like how you have it here. It's a lot of it is like a cattle call. You just go stand in line and say next. But you don't have casting directors per se nowadays. Now in Bollywood in modern times. In the past, like maybe 4 or 5 years, you have a crop of these casting directors coming up. But before, they used to have coordinators. We used to call them model coordinators. So, you know, especially for commercials, the actors or models give their pictures to the model coordinators, and then the model coordinators distribute it to, you know, the production companies that do commercials, and then, you know, the production company calls the model coordinator saying, okay, we need, you know, these kind of people from 18 to 25, whatever, you know. And then they'll call us and they'll say, okay, hey, we're having this audition. Or nowadays they'll text you and they'll say, you know, there's come at such and such location, there's an audition for, you know, whatever, Coke or Colgate toothpaste, you know, whatever. So all the brands, whatever you can have, you know, name them. So it's like, but then, you know, to get to know these model coordinators, you kind of latch on to other fellow actors or other people who are doing production, maybe a production assistant or somebody else who's doing, you know, working in commercials. And then you get their number, and then you kind of, you know,
and they
send them a
recommend
message,
you.
and then you send them an email, and you send them pictures and all of that. That's what the commercial is. Now, as far as TV is concerned, it's a different ball game altogether. You have to, like, what happens most of the time for TV and film, the actor goes door to door and submits their pictures and they call it portfolio there, and, you know, of pictures, and then, you know, we give your name, and so there's no initially there's no agent or representative that you have that will submit you like how you have it here.
Right.
So you have to do all the legwork and the footwork and go to door and, you know, do that. And nowadays, because of email and everything, you know, that has become a little less. So, you know, people email, but again, email is like very out there. It's like still kind of latching on. If you go personally and then you kind of like chat up with, you know, the people in the front, and then you say, hey, blah blah blah, and then these are my pictures, and, you know, it all works on photographs.
Wow.
Yeah.
So there's no like union or SAG or AFTRA or anything like that?
There is an actors union. It's kind of, it doesn't have any effect. It's just there as a head. And you do have a producers union, you do have a directors union, and the writers association.
Oh, okay.
You do also have extras union as well. But they are all like figureheads, really. They, you know, it's like any kind of grievances and stuff like that, or anything that in terms of your rights, so what you need to get paid and everything, you can go to them, but most often than not, it's the rapport, the relation that you have with the production company, and you have to sort it out, you know, internally.
So you got to make some friends.
It's all about who you know there.
Right. And there's a lot of that here too.
There's a lot of that here too, but, you know, there's difference because, I mean, there you may or may not have talent, and the thing is that, you know, a lot of the projects here are based on that, you know, on how you perform as an actor. And I mean, knowing somebody and doing something is I mean, knowing someone who's doing some project which is kind of like, you know, relevant is very helpful, yeah, and it works, you know. But like, if you don't have that talent, then you know, they may or may not take you, you know.
Right.
But out there, it's like who you know, even like actors who can't really act are in major films, and I'm like, ooh, okay.
Like a movie I saw the other night. I saw a movie that was really old, and the acting was so bad it was funny.
Yeah, I mean, it's caricature, I mean, like, kind of even goes there. Now, though, I have to say it's marked improvement, and there have been a lot of, like, casting directors that have come up who, like, say, for example, of a big Bollywood film has major stars. Obviously, above the line where you have these major stars already kind of signed on, though they don't have to audition, like big stars don't have to audition at all. Like, they know the director, they know the producer, and they'll say, hey, they call them up and say, we're doing this film, like, would you like to be in it? Okay, how much can you afford, this is my rate, and then they go back and forth. So, like, major stars, no, but like supporting roles and other cameos and stuff, now you do have some really good casting directors. Like, for example, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if you know any Bollywood films, but just recently, I think for this, for Slumdog, obviously that was a British film,
British film, yeah.
so that was a different. They operated
I
differently.
loved it. It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like the casting director for that was Loveleen Tandon. I know her as well, and she was got on board to do the casting for all the kids and everything, and she ended up being the co-director of the film. But that's an exception. There have been other films which are produced in India, like Bollywood, if you say that per se, that have had some good casting people on it and cast actors who fit the role.
How's the pay like compared to like what you get paid here compared to what you get paid there?
See, the thing is that because of the exchange rate difference, so there's always disparity. Okay, you compare up to a certain level. I mean, you can't really literally convert the dollar to the rupee, but you kind of take a kind of an idea. You'll get kind of an idea of average what the pay scales would be.
But is it comparable or way different?
Nowadays it is actually, like, a big Bollywood star could get even up to nowadays like 10 million even for their fee.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a lot. That's good.
Yeah.
What would be
Budgets have
considered a
become-
big Bollywood star? I mean, to have several movies under their belt, or that they become very, very popular with one movie?
That happens a lot, like with one movie, and you become this big, huge star, and you just kind of rise up there with the rest of them in space, that stratosphere, whatever they are.
Yeah.
So it happens. But if your next film bombs, then you're again down where you started. So a lot of that has happened. But once your first film is successful as a leading actor, then you can ride on it. And you eventually do find your space, and but because you're already known and you're written about, and kind of you're then in the system, sort of. But then there's a reverse where sorry, you don't start out successful, and you may be in a part of a cast that is with big actors, but say your role is small but you are really good at it, then get good at the role and you stand out, then people notice that, and they give you a break and they give you a chance and stuff. But just even to get to that point is difficult, as is everywhere, actually, as is even here in Hollywood, as we can see. In fact, here I feel it's like kind of, I feel it's a little bit more tougher, especially for someone like me coming from outside. Like for me out there in India, I really don't fit into the general kind of thing that you have, the look that they want in Bollywood. So I decided to come here and do that, and it's been a good journey, and a lot of people have noticed me just because I'm not like a lot of other actors out there who kind of have similar kind of look. I mean, I am bracketed, obviously, but into the ethnic thing of East Indian and all of that. But it's been good, in a way. I don't get those many opportunities to go out and audition. So it's limited, but it's still very exciting, because now there's a lot of Indian character roles in American movies and television. So I'm pretty hopeful about
I love
that.
the dancing. Okay, so let's talk about Bollywood to Hollywood.
Right.
So before we talk about it, well, let's show a clip on it, okay?
Okay.
All right, so watch this.
Suniil and Amitabh Patel were neighbors in the land called Bollywood. Suniil dreamed of being a big star in Hollywood. He also dreamed of finding true love. Amitabh dreamed of becoming a big Hollywood producer. Fortune smiled on Suniil with a ticket to Hollywood. Suniil is about to learn that Bollywood is nothing like Hollywood.
Suniil, I've been waiting for you.
I'm here to make it big.
Oh, hey, kid. I don't want to know anything about your sex life.
Huh?
It was a joke. I'm funny.
Amitabh Patel also got a ticket to Hollywood. I'm going to make a movie. But Amitabh knows nothing about making movies.
Experience is overrated.
I want to learn the techniques to be a serious actor.
And Suniil knows nothing about acting.
So, maybe I could help you and you could help me?
We could work together in Hollywood.
Yeah!
And together, they're clueless.
In acting, you have to be totally available to the present moment. Think of yourself like a big hunk of cheese.
I'm like a hunk.
Of cheese.
This is mostly improv.
Oh, I love improvisation. Say I just made that up.
Oh, my first Hollywood film.
Student film.
But it's in Hollywood.
Burbank.
Whatever. I love it.
When everybody goes to America, they fall in love with a silly Hollywood dream and forget all their serious business.
We are changing locations.
We are? I can get used to this.
I am losing my husband. He is talking crazy. And his life is being taken by some blondie witch.
She just call me a witch. Do you want one of my cupcakes?
Is this true love? Or just another fantasy? Or another fantasy?
I think you have to have a property.
I've got lots of property.
She means a script.
Look no further.
What is it?
A script.
Where did you get a script from?
I wrote it.
I can't believe this is so good.
The script is going to be very successful.
Radha, what are you doing here?
I have come to take you home and put an end to all this madness.
You're a much bigger woman than your picture.
We met in the toilet.
Ami, can you hear yourself? The gods must be crazy.
Thank you.
It is my pleasure.
Will they all become famous in Hollywood? Keep laughing along as the masala of Bollywood meets the razzle-dazzle of Hollywood in the new series taking the world by storm. BollyWood to Hollywood from Hanuman Media.
Okay, so that was a great clip, and we loved it. And how did Bollywood to Hollywood become a web series?
Wow, yeah, that was it was an idea I had when I came here, and I was seeing like web series all over the place. I was like, I need to do something and maybe bring a part of where I came from India, and put that Bollywood and the Hollywood thing together. So my initial idea was like to have like kind of a well-rounded businessman coming from India, and he also has he wants to be a producer. He's a businessman, but he wants to be a producer, and he is excited about Hollywood and he wants to come here and make a film, and
a lot of money.
And a lot of money, of course.
Become famous.
Yeah. Well, and then, you know, the initial thing was he comes here and he hires this lady who works as his assistant, who's this neurotic woman who's been in the business and she's kind of jaded. Mm-hmm. But she needs the money, so she's like, yeah, I'll be on your bandwagon. But that was my initial idea. And then I met my producer partner, who, you know, when we started working together, I shared the idea, and then we sat down and we kind of fleshed it out. And then she was like, she said, you know, you are here as an actor. You are trying to make it out here, and you're doing classes. You're, you know, getting out there. And this was like the first 8 months that I came here in LA. So she's like, why don't we make it like a young show and have you come be the guy coming from Bollywood out here? And so that's how it got evolved. But the producer character is there because he's like my partner in crime in the thing, and you know that the neurotic lady is there, and then you have more people. So that's how it kind of evolved. And then we just you know, we kind of threw a trailer together, a short little, not this one that you just saw, but another little scratch thing to raise some money for the entire show. And so we did that, and then, you know, we included the rest of the characters in the show, and you know, it kind of, we worked on that shoestring budget basically, which we raised partly from here and partly from India, and you know, people.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So if they want to see it at home, where can they go to see it?
Well, you can go to the website. That's BollyWoodToHollywood.tv. We have like we just put up like some of the shows up there because we are trying to strategize to kind of, you know, monetize on the shows and stuff like that. So we are talking to a few people, not so much for the web, but a lot for the cell phones. So like cell phone entertainment, actually. Oh. So we're talking to a few people out here and in India to have, because our web shows are like 3.5-4 minutes, so they're perfect for that format. So we're trying to get that on there. So it's a little bit of a long and drawn process, but hopefully, you know, we get that sorted out. So we want to just kind of keep as little of shows online as possible so that people can get to see those shows. And, you know, we've already kind of got like 2 DVD sets, you know, like for the whole show set box basically, and you know, it's up for sale on Amazon if they want to. But this cell phone thing just happened, but you know, anything works, you know.
Oh, so, yeah. I wouldn't mind watching it on my cell phone.
Yeah, well, we consume a lot of stuff on the cell phone.
Exactly.
I watch the dancing. Netflix, I watch YouTube on my cell phone.
I watch the Cher Rue show on my phone.
Exactly.
You watch the Cher Rue show, right? It's available on
right.
YouTube.
It's kind of like that, you know.
Okay, so this is very exciting. You got permission to have an exclusive 1-hour interview with the Dalai Lama.
Right. Ooh,
Tell us about, you made a documentary, World Religions.
World Religions,
So tell us a little bit about that. That's pretty exciting.
Well, that was when I was in India.
Okay, I don't care. I think it's Dalai Lama. I mean, that's
he lives
amazing.
In India.
I know, but I would, oh my God.
Well, actually, that was when, before I became an actor and went in front of the screen, you know, and all of that, I was a line producer in India. And so I worked with a lot of international productions coming to shoot there on various subjects. So this was one of them. This was a Lebanese company, and they had never ever, you know, this was the first time a Lebanese production was coming to India to shoot something like this and such on a big scale. So they were doing a 13-part series on world religions that were basically people who were living in the Middle East and practicing different forms of, you know, faiths and religions and stuff. So they wanted to kind of showcase that the Middle East was like a melting pot. And it is kind of, because you have so many people from all over working there, the world. So the India part was to touch upon Buddhism and other 2 Indian faiths, that's Sikhism and Hinduism. So the Buddhism part of it was pretty challenging, actually, because, you know, they wanted to get the interview with the Dalai Lama, and I was sitting in Mumbai, and you know, I was recommended to do this project with.
Oh, you poor thing! I feel so sorry for you.
No, but it was fun because
I bet it was amazing.
I discovered my country, basically. I discovered India by traveling. So the thing with the Dalai Lama was that they had already established an initial contact with his people, and they gave me the initial contact and the guy who was supposed to coordinate with. So obviously it was my job to do that, and so I was on the phone with his people every day and sent out emails to request, because you give the proposal to him, and then he approves when he would kind of allow for the interview to happen.
What did you talk about?
Well, we finally got it, and then we went there. It was like after a month or something, and it was basically those guys wanted to hit upon obviously the faith, Buddhism, and how many people were there in the Middle East practicing that, and why the Dalai Lama agreed was because he had never had a Lebanese production interview, and he was going to the Middle East in a month, and so he wanted to kind of like share his views on what was going on at that time in that part of the world. So we're talking about that and talking about life in general, but and about everything that's basically was going on during that time. If there was from 3 or 4 years ago.
Is he soft-spoken?
He is not soft-spoken.
Really?
He's soft-spoken when he wants to be, but if he wants to make a point, he'll make a point. But he's always in that highly elevated state of consciousness. So when you're there, it was a 2-hour interview.
Wow.
In his private chambers where he has interviews. But the best thing about the whole thing was not like, obviously in the interview room, of course that was great, but how we got in was the best thing, because there was German television, there was I think French television, like big networks from there, waiting in line.
And you got to move right to the front?
Right.
Yeah.
Me alone, like this little guy, and 3 other crew from Lebanon, with the camera guy and everything. And this was an all-woman production company called Firehorse Films, and they are like now the number one production company in Lebanon.
Nice.
And so like 3 women, me and the camera guy were this team, and then we got the word like, okay, you guys first. So,
you're like, yeah.
And then we just walked past the French and the German guys, and they were like seething.
So how did you feel like when you were in his presence? Did you feel spiritual? Did you feel special? How did you feel?
Well, we all felt really special to be there.
I would say so.
And he just lightened the mood up, and he has such great energy that when he talks, he basically he cracked a lot of jokes. And he kind of everything that he ended with was a joke, and so we were like laughing, and we were enjoying that moment. So it was a special moment, but and we could feel that great energy, but it wasn't like,
I want to see this, Doc. I want to see it.
Well, it's with guys in Lebanon. I mean, I do have a copy somewhere, but it's like on tape or something. I'll have to get on DVD.
You have to get it for me. I want to see that. I really do.
And his personal secretary called me in the morning and said, hey, listen, he is doing a very special, highly special prayer with his lama, with his teacher, so someone who's above him as well. So if you want to film that, you can come and
wow.
So he gave us that special permission to do that. So the director and the producer, the camera guy, only the 2 of them were allowed to go in that room and film that prayer session, basically. So that was really good. And
that is amazing. I want to be there.
And he gave us like a silk scarf thing, which I still have it on my my altar thing where I do my meditation and stuff. So
very cool.
Very lucky.
Nice.
Yeah, I feel pretty blessed to have met him.
I would say, can I touch you?
Yes.
Did you get to hug him?
Yeah, we took photographs as well. I have some photographs as well. Yeah, which I posted on everywhere.
That is amazing.
You got to dig for those photographs. Then.
Yeah.
I got to check that out.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. After all that, I'm like, oh, God. Okay. So your new project is in transit.
Mm-hmm.
You scripted and produced this, right?
And acted too.
Okay. And what inspired you with this film?
Well, this was actually based on a true experience that I encountered at a bus stop in LA when I first came and I didn't have a car. So I used to travel by the bus and the train. And so this was one of those days when I was going back home and waiting at the bus stop in North Hollywood or something. And then this lady comes and sits next to me, and I could make out she was, she was probably Latino, Mexican, whatever. But then she just started talking to me in Spanish, and I didn't understand a word, obviously. And so I was like, I don't understand what you're saying. She's like, you're not Mexican? I said, no.
He does kind of have a little Mexican influence.
Yeah, so for her, she thought she couldn't believe me until I left from that spot that I was not Mexican. And so, but the thing is that what happened during those 5 minutes sitting with this lady was something that kind of was there with me all throughout after that. It was this encounter, this banter between the two of us, but like she was talking Mexican and then broken English, and I was talking English, but we kind of understood each other. Mm-hmm. And the thing is that she was reaching out to me because it was Mother's Day.
Aww.
So she kind of saw me as prodigal son kind of figure, and so it happened on that day, and then she kind of did that. So she kind of reached out to talk, and then she came out with her story, and then she was in this thing of like she was in and out. She was like 1 minute she was like happy and dancing to some music that was coming by in a car, and then next minute she was crying and kind of talking about her story. And then I was like, this is so. This thing that doesn't happen every day,
Right.
So I decided that since maybe it happened to me for a reason, mm-hmm. and I'm supposed to tell the story, in some way. And so I'm in the entertainment field, so I decided that I should write a short story or short film about it. Mm-hmm. And hey, I'm acting, so let me just put myself in it since I experienced it.
Yeah, you knew how it felt to be in that situation.
Yeah, but what we filmed that cut to, the process, right? What was going on? I was like, trying to get the money out and everything. So cut to, that was in, I don't know, in 2008 or something like that when this happened. I wrote the script soon after, and I just kept it on the side because I didn't have a chance to really go at it. Mm-hmm. And it was only 2 years later that I started working on it. And mm-hmm. then last year, end of last year, beginning of this year, like 2011, that I finally got it done. Mm-hmm. But it was a little bit of a while. So, I had lost that moment when I was, but when I was filming and we were doing the scenes, it all came back to me. And the actress who was with me, she's amazing. She's really famous in Mexico.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
what's her name?
Her name is Liliana Arriaga, and she does this show called La Chupitos on she plays this drunken lady.
Yeah.
La Chupitos.
La Chupitos, yeah.
So she with the two black teeth.
Yeah, exactly.
So she's the one. If you see the trailer, you.
But she's a different character.
She's a different character.
Because that's all I know her as.
Yeah. But the thing is that we got to know her through like I said I want someone authentic. So we had a friend of ours who worked in Mexican television, and we said please, if you know anybody. So she's like, okay, and then she told, I know this actress, I've sent her the script. I didn't hear from her for a month. And so I was like, I need to do auditions to get an actress, I need to start doing this because time was ticking and I already had the director. So we set the audition date, and the day before the audition, I get a call from her husband because she doesn't know English at all.
Oh, that's perfect.
So husband says, we read the script, we loved it, we got it from your friend, and she wants to do the film. I was like, can you come tomorrow for the audition?
Oh my God.
And I couldn't believe I was telling, I didn't know how famous she was. It's like, yeah, we'll come for it, and we're shooting anyway in the area, so we'll make it. And then I'm there, the audition, people, the actresses are coming, going, and I was like, yeah, whatever. And then she doesn't come, and I'm like, oh no. And then I call him back, and he said, no, we couldn't get away from our shoot. So I said, okay, I've set a callback, and you please come to the callback.
And you loved her.
And then she walked in, she was great, and she came in like dressed like kind of like hip and smart and all of that. And then we were like, oh, okay.
Well,
and
thank you.
she's yeah, of course. And then she said, give me 2 minutes. She goes into the restroom and she doesn't come out for 10. And I'm like, I hope she's okay, you know. And she comes out as La Chupitos, and then she does it, and then she kind of knocks it out of the park. But the thing is that she's that character, you know, in the series, but my character of Maria is in the film is not like her. Yes, she's got these moments of, you know, being crazy, and she, you know, all of that stuff which you'll see, and she just, you know, laughs and she jokes and stuff. But that was about it. That was common with her character. She had to go within and find that place where she could just kind of be that character, you know. But she did it, and so what you see is like, the get-up is of La Chupitos, but the character is Maria. So that was...
Okay, we got to see a clip of this.
Yeah, see the trailer.
Okay, so we're going to show you the trailer of this, and then we'll be right back.
All right.
My name is Maria. Maria, yes, Maria.
I'm Kunal.
What?
Kunal.
Kunal?
Yeah.
Ni little speak Spanish, ni poquito español.
No. I'm not Hispanic.
Listen to me. Where is your mom?
Actually, sometimes loneliness makes people go crazy. I'm sure you will know someday.
Never know. I will never know the feeling. Crazy boy, learn Spanish.
Right.
Okay, well, that was really amazing. You did a great job.
Thank you so much. Yeah, absolutely. It was team effort. So
that's awesome. So, if they, what is the website if they want to go see that?
In transit, unfortunately, right now I'm building the website. Doesn't have it, but the YouTube link.
Transit.
Yeah, In Transit is the film.
No, but it's in transit.
It's in transit. Exactly. It's in transit. Exactly. But you can go to the YouTube link and see the trailer for now. That also, the short film, I'm trying to, since Mother's Day is coming up in May, so I'm trying to do a little, you know, promotional thing where I can, I don't know, I'm still trying to figure it out what to do, but I want people to see the film, so maybe do a little, you know, promotional thing for that, and then, I don't know, I might go to one of, you know, these department stores or something like that and say if they could, you know, put the DVDs out there or something, and, you know, people could see the film, because it's very, it needs to be, it should be seen, because what's happening is that it's now being quoted to become a feature. So I'm working on the feature script, because my music composer actually of the film, he did he composed for the short documentary Saving Face that won an Oscar.
Oh.
So he met me during the Oscar time, and he said listen, you need to make this into a feature, because you have two big markets here. You have the Latino and Indian market. So
two markets that really don't get to
work together.
Yeah.
So I'm
it's interesting.
Yeah, so he said that, you know, and both the characters have so much, you know, this left unsaid. So, you know, you need to explore that. So that's what kind of triggered me to kind of work on it. And it was just all when I came back from India. So, you know. So anyway, so you can see the link, the trailer link on YouTube. And for the web series, you can go to BollyWoodToHollywood.tv or the Facebook fan page, Bollywood to Hollywood. If you click facebook.com/Bollywood to Hollywood, you'll find it. And so also I have an In Transit fan page. So, you know, go and like it.
Join.
Like it.
Yes, everybody go and like it.
Right. So, you know, it's...
Because you're adorable.
I have all the social media stuff set up. I did everything. You know, I just went and put everything up there. So
do you have any favorite actors from India?
actors and actresses,
Actors,
male, female,
actresses, yes,
Whoever.
male and female.
Well, I have a soft spot for this actress who's kind of really last year she came up, and I'm really proud of her because she's a friend of mine. And she's now become one of the top actresses in Bollywood. Her name is Vidya Balan, and she just came out with she did like 2 great films last year. One was No One Killed Jessica, which is based on a true story, and another film which is inspired by a true story as well, called The Dirty Picture, which is kind of showcases this actress who from the south of India who used to kind of be in films that were like kind of R-rated films, and her life and her ascension and her descension, like how she kind of at the end she succumbed to the system, and she committed suicide. So she essayed that role, and she just killed all the competition out there.
Nice.
So, but the thing was, like, I was there in India when all of this stuff happened, all this frenzy happened with her. So I was really proud of my friend, and she's great, and she's an amazing actress. And actors-wise, I really admire Amir Khan, who is, one of the top actors in Bollywood right now. And why I really admire him is because he is probably the only actor who kind of, in his generation and what he's doing right now, who actually who acts, like who doesn't act, but is acting, and he's in the role. He kind of he becomes that person, and it's very rare in Indian film industry where it's all about being the star and the star system and stuff like that, which is great. I love it, but like as an actor, you want to be that character and you want to feel it, and that's why I admire him and Vidya, because they both like get into the skin of their characters. So yeah.
Well, I admire you.
Well, thank you.
Gosh, this was very fascinating and a lot of good information.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for joining us.
It was a pleasure to be on your show. I love it. It's great, and keep watching Cher Rue show. It's like it's amazing. I mean, you see that?
No, watch BollyWood To Hollywood.
And that too.
I love the dancing.
Yeah, it's great. You need to do some of that.
Yeah, we'll have to go do that and film it.
Yeah, we
you have to teach me.
Do a secret. I won't say on air, but like maybe a flash mob. Maybe I don't know.
Oh, that would be fun. Very fun.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining us. Thank you for being our co-host tonight, Jose, and happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody.
Yes. Shall we beat of the Irish? Yes, indeed.
An Irish Mexican,
Irish Mexicano.
All right, and thanks again, and until, as always, see you next time.